Alright guys, welcome to an episode of This Old Shoky. Or more like a Shoky DIY. So, this is obviously the review set. You guys know how I do. Same thing I've been using essentially for the first 2 years of existence. And for those who are unfamiliar, this is my one light. So other than the lights that are going on above me, this is the only light on my set. And it's great, however, it's very, very limited. Kind of only one direction and it lights the whole thing, causes lots of shadows, this, that, and the other. So the idea is to go ahead and enclose more or less part of this, or at least build a framework. Now, the basis of this is going to be real easy. So I've got 8 what better be 24-inch pipes, some of which got pretty dirty on the way in here. Like, just laying in my trunk, got them fairly well dirty. And the, just got all kinds of crud on it. So I'm going to build up a framework of that. I've got light bulbs, which will come in at the end. I've got 4 of these 8.5-inch clamp lights. These might be overkill, but I figured they're going to spread light out a little bit better. I had the 5-inch ones, and they were very focused, and I figured that's going to create like a beam. I want to really spread it out. Plus, you know, if it's like up here, it's going to do what it's going to do. Now these guys come completely wired with a plug, so that's what I ended up going with. And like I said, whenever I left the store, I ended up getting the this guy. So what I might end up doing is using a bunch of zip ties to secure all this. We'll see what happens, because I already know I can disassemble this to a degree. I need to figure out if I can really try to get the wiring out, because if I can do that, then I'm going to run the wires through the frame instead of on the outside. So that way it's a lot cleaner. But don't need these yet, so let's get started on the rest. Okay, so beginning of this process, fairly simple. I've just got 4 90-degree elbows here, just basic connection. And I might end up shortening these, because I got the 24s, but I measured it to only 20 is what I needed in one way. 24 is fine height-wise, so I'm not offended by that. In fact, it's probably going to be a little taller than I want it to be, but it's not going to hurt anybody. But these are going to be the side walls for the most part. So I only need 2 of these per side. What I'll end up doing is squaring everything up later, once I have the corner bits in place. Now the hard part with these is making sure that they are totally in place together. So yay for that. Alright, so I'm going to set this guy down here. And yep, I'm going to have to shorten those. That kind of sucks. But for now, I'm just going to get the basic framework out of the way. I need 3 more. So lengthwise, either that or I'm going to have to adjust my sheet a little bit, because I don't want them pushing into the curve like they currently are. Okay. You can always like lube these up with a little baby powder or something. You don't want to use like liquid lube. Use some powder. Okay, so there's our basic framework. So what you can see here, these are going to be the base and stand up like this, and then the top frame is what's going to hold the rest together. A lot of guys, they'll have them running across the bottom, but my arms and everything have to go there, and I consider going behind the sheet, but then I don't have enough width for that. So for right now, that's going to stay like that. So the other thing I do have are these guys. So 3-way 90s for the upper corners. So that'll give me my top bars. Yep, so I want that to go like so. And yeah, there's a lot of hair on everything. Odds are that came out of my car. Okay. And if you guys don't know, PVC generates a ton of static. So I'm very wary about where this goes. Also don't want to get grease anywhere important. Okay. It's about 90. Alright, so get this set up. But what that meant, if these are actually too long, then I'm going to have to change things. But if it's fine, it's fine. Go ahead and try to square that up a little bit. So now we have one whole side. Now one thing I can definitely do, if I feel like it, is getting some more fabric or even cutting this in half, because this is doubled, and it's like, I forget if I got 3 yards, which is way too much. So if I cut that down, I could also put side sheets on and light through that, depending on if I want to go that way. But that's one side done. Let's get this other side snap together. And yeah, these pieces are going to help square everything up. So if it wasn't super square, it is now. Cool thing about this, it's also going to be portable. So I can break this down a little bit and take it with me to, say, club meets or something like that if I need to. Do a little light box. So it is what it is. Okay, now the hard part, and this is the thing. So I got a 10-foot pole, or 10-foot piece of pipe. To get it in the car, I cut it in mostly in half. But what I need that is for these bars going this way. So what I need now is my handy dandy measuring device. And I originally measured this to 44 inches. But at 44, that's the edge. Problem is, it's a rounded over edge. So I'm losing half an inch generally on each side. So to measure it out this way to... Okay, I really under measured that. So honestly, I can make that 45 inches. I can make that 45 inches if I need to. So let's see. But still good that I got a 10-foot pipe for this. I need a Sharpie. I don't have a Sharpie in here. Okay. I found a Sharpie. So you got to think that it's going to add a little bit of length to it. So even if I cut it at 45, it might be too long. But that was cutting about an inch off. So if you've never used a PVC cutter, basically you line up your line with the blade. It's ratcheted. And then you just squeeze it until it comes apart. Gives you a nice clean edge to work with. And now I also have shortness extensions, as it were. That is the second time today I've dropped a piece of pipe on my foot. That hurts. Okay, so if I do it this way, can at least make these equal length. Repeat the process. So this is a project I've been wanting to do for a while now, but it wasn't until like the last couple of reviews I did that really the lighting was just bad. I was just like, I've got to do something about this. Okay, so now let's see, test our length here. Let's see if it's not too much, which looks like it might be, to be honest. That looks like it's hanging off the edge. So do a test fit real quick, just to see, because it might be overkill, it might be perfect. We'll have to see. Hard part is having the room to do this. Since it is a rather large piece of set here. Also, truth be told, not the first thing out of PVC I've created. Okay. Push that together. Should have assembled this upside down. Yeah, I'm thinking that's going to be too long. I'm probably going to have to take an inch off or so. Phone is currently blowing up and annoying me. Nope, no, 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 no. Okay, that is like way too long. Alright. So, disassemble. No, no, no. Okay. I almost cut it too short there. I wanted 43 and a half. I cut it at 43. That wouldn't do me too good. By the way, I've also done plenty of plumbing in my life too. So this is definitely not the first time I've done anything like this. And I'm just knocking over everything. This is why this room has to be constructed better. I'm just knocking things over now. Okay. Now that's done. Let's try this again. Hopefully with a little more success this time. Okay, so put that together. Okay, let's flip her over. See how well we did. Okay, somehow it's still too wide. Probably because it's not, I'm not adding in the extra length. So 43 was the way to go. You know what, guys? I should just never second guess myself. So, like I said, my original estimation was 44 inches, and I was thinking with the connectors, 43 inches. So just now, I laid out the pipe as I cut it, pulled it about an inch in from the outside, thinking I needed about that. And then I did the same thing on the other side, 43 inches. Should just listen to myself. I'm dumb. I mean, even if I'm off by a little bit, I can always, if it's a little short, that's okay, because I can always just pull the thing out a little bit. Thing is, the base is what's going to be down here, and these aren't at the base. These are at the top. So I just got to make sure they don't flare out or anything like that. So that's going to be annoying. I do need to shorten the sides probably to like 20 inches or so. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and pull these guys back apart to do that. At least I only have to pull these sections apart. So let's see if I can do this without hurting anybody. Nope. Clearly not. Okay, so I know that one's staying that way. I think, yeah, okay. Those are the vertical bars. Vertical bars are fine. We don't need to adjust those. Originally I was going to do those at 22 inches, so I'm going to cut about 4 inches off of these guys. Let's see here. This is also why I wish I had my chop saw, because it would make life so much easier. So you just lay them out, set the guide at 20, and boom, done. Okay, so I gotta cut 4 of these to 20. Let me just see. 20 inches. Ends it right about there, plus about an inch. That's about what I considered. Once again, my original plan was fine. I did not trust my own design. Okay. Plus, I've got lots of little bits. Okay, so measure this next one back to 20. And the cool thing is, this blade doesn't really remove anything. It is just cutting. I like that. Which means I don't really lose much in the way of material. It's just cutting straight through it. If I was using like the Sawzall or something like that, that would be, 1, really messy, and 2, just not clean cuts. Okay, so I need these to go back in here. We'll see how far they go. About to there, about to there. Alright. Good, 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 good. And there goes that. At least this whole setup won't exactly be heavy. And I'm trying not to push anywhere in the middle, because PVC does break, if you guys don't know that. And if you've done any amount of real plumbing. And whenever I was remodeling the trailer I used to live in, we had to remodel everything. So, it is what it is. Okay, hold on. Once again, just shit knocking over everything. And I didn't even rescue all the stuff that fell off the table a minute ago. It'd be nice to get this done, because then I'll stop breaking stuff. Okay, which... top, bottom... those are the uprights. I need the sides. If I had to think about it for a second, I was like, wait. Okay, so that was those. I need these. I give up. This is why I need an actual workshop. There's not enough room. This is also why I tend to do these kind of projects at my parents' house and then bring stuff home, but no need to burden them today. And because I need to get some reviews done today after this. It's like, I think I have almost none of my reviews ready for next week. No, I'm going to turn on the radio in a minute. Not even worried about it. Okay. What the hell? Here we go. Moment of truth time, guys. Ow! Ceiling fan. Oh, shit. Oh, come on. Nope, nope. Should be enough. See, the problem is I don't have, like, square feet for it to rest on. But there's the plan. That's gonna, well, I guess the new lighting will actually counteract a lot of this problem here. But there we go. So that's pretty sizable. Yeah, if I had some kind of square corner feet for that, it would definitely work out better. So I might have to actually buy some of those ones I was talking about earlier. They'll like bolt it directly to the desk. But maybe once I have the lights in place, it'll give it a little weight and it won't want to fall off. But I'm going to take a break for a minute. Okay, so I'm trying to do the clamp lights now. And while they work, quote unquote, you kind of have to have more than one edge hitting something. So that's actually being held up by the corner. itself, like the lamp right here, is actually holding on. Because these clamps, well, good, and with the little grippy rubber bits, holding onto a flat surface, not so much. Or round surface, I should say. So let me get this guy over here in a similar fashion. Okay, so let me rotate that. They're kind of cool the way they maneuver, so I dig that. So let's get this guy in a little bit tighter. That's pretty good. So I'm going to play with them a little bit. 2 is going to be good, but I don't want to end up with a cross light. So I might end up with a couple down low, because that's one thing I've been lacking is low lights, like literally like low enough to do anything. So I just don't want them in my way is the biggest thing. The other thing is I could hang them up top aiming down, so try to override the power of these lights a little bit. That would also backlight it a little, so that might work. Okay, turn it that way. Down. Okay, so next thing will be, let's get some bulbs in there and see what's going on. Okay, these are the 40-watt LEDs, bulbs, so things you would definitely use around the house. And the cool thing is these little light buckets, they can handle virtually any kind of bulb. Now I had 60-watt bulbs in my hand, but I was thinking 460 watts might be overkill. I mean, these are pretty bright. They're 450 lumens each. Okay, so get at least all 4 bulbs put in. And these are the daylight bulbs, so they should be more natural-ish lighting. But I did grab the soft whites as well, because maybe that will be more of a thing. Also, guys, if you haven't upgraded the lights in your house to LED bulbs, do it. They use literally a fraction of the power and can put out easily as much light. Almost every light we have in this house is an LED now. You can even replace fluorescent bulbs with LED tubes now. Okay, so now what I gotta do is figure out how to wire this thing. Because I've got this, but it only has a 3-foot cord, which means I'm probably going to be running it to my power base, which is over here on this side, and then have to find a way to get every one of those cords to this in a secretive manner, or at least in a not crappy way. But first and foremost, now I might as well just find a way to turn the lights on. In reality, probably if I could, I would definitely mount it in the middle. But I don't believe that power cord is going to reach. Okay, so number 1. And so the original plan was to have these things on a dimmer switch, have it all wired in, like truly electrical, and that is still doable. But when I was looking at what it takes to have a an LED dimmable switch, those were stupid expensive. Like, I would think that, you know, a normal dimmer switch would work fine, but apparently not. I'll do a little more research on that though, because it'd be nice to be able to crank it up or turn it, or you know, turn it down, depending on which way I need to go per review or something like that. Throw it on the floor for the time being. cow. Alright. That is pretty impressive. Cool thing is these are fairly well adjustable, but that is impressively bright. Okay, so now comes the where do I put everything? Alright guys, so I got it done. So I've got the corner lights up there, kind of just done. And I had to put some zip ties and twist ties to get the wires out of the way. I've got the bulk of the hub right there. Once again, this would be nice if I could get the wires inside. I'll probably do that when I figure out how. But I mean, look at the difference here. So having the back lights and everything, and these coming in from a different angle instead of straight over the middle, has really made a difference on just lighting this Mario figure here. So, I mean, I'm really digging it. It's going to take some tweaking for sure. Part of me wants to get slightly stronger lights, but these are great. I do want to switch out for the other ones, maybe later on, maybe tomorrow, before I do the live stream. So, also, this provides me quite a bit of light. So, say I do this, I'm actually pretty well lit. So, yay for that. I do need to still get the remote control light for these guys back here. Man, I'm sweaty. I'm gross. But this was a good project. I dig it. And as long as I keep it to where I don't see the stuff on the sides, it actually should work out pretty good. I need to be able to pull the fabric like as taut as possible, and it's kind of a problem. So I did a little bit, I pulled it a little bit, pushed it back some so I don't run into some of those other issues. But right now I'm very happy with just this fairly basic setup. So yay for that. So hope you have enjoyed this video, hope you've learned some things. If I do make some mods, I'll also go ahead and do that. So like I was thinking, just drill a small hole somewhere like right up here in the connector, and then I can run the cable inside. I can do that probably for most of these. So you can see over there, if I had the switch, if I had like a really long power cord to like go right in the middle, I would totally do that. One thing I also like is that the overhead lights are helping but not overly influencing, and I dig that. And the shadows are fairly minimal, so I might have to move this one a little bit because it's casting a little bit of awkward light, so I might have to scooch that guy over to match that one. But I enjoyed that, so yay for that. So I got to get ready to go do all the other things tonight. But I'll catch you guys later. Remember, as always, it doesn't have to make sense. It just has to be bright or loud, whatever.